Hi and hello everyone. How are you all? Good to see you after a long time, a long break from the last session. How are you all? You can write it in the chat box. And anybody here who is coming for the first time, who's like this is your first interaction with me. Anybody? No, I think everybody are from the community itself. Tell me, how's it going, everyone? Just have some interaction before I start. Because today's topic is little about a discussion. It's not about that much of theory. It's basically about what are the tiny little things that can help us in our day-to-day life. Because most of the time, people are stuck and they think there is some answer, but this answer is somewhere else which might not be in my range, but it is somewhere else, right? Um, okay, Gizi. So what we are going to do today is we are accessing the whole life structure, the total life structure. It's not about only talking about the diet or only talking about the routine, but something little deep. Session will be short but very crisp. So let me share my screen, and for those I want you to hear this session more than 2, 3 times. Then only it will help. And that is why I'm giving the recording of this session. But live is where the magic is. You know what happened in live is because I am asking you to do something. You will be doing something with me today. I'll be giving you a worksheet, which is a beautiful worksheet, which will thoroughly check all the spheres of your life in just 1.5 hours. We'll be checking every sphere of our life, right? And then I'll be taking your question and answer if you have. Meanwhile, I'll share my screen, and those who don't know, just a second, huh? I am just taking a little time. But tell me, meanwhile, I'm taking a time to just share my screen. Let me know what is something which is still disturbing you. Like you have heard lot from me, and you have done some of you have taken the consultation from me. Some of you have taken a one-on-one session with me. But what is that one thing that you still want to have that answer? Ki Dipali, I know, but I'm not that clear. Just write it in the chat box. Meanwhile, I'm just taking a little time to share my screen. How do I manage my cortisol? Periods are disturbing my digestion. Okay, let's understand this. This is very important question that how do I manage my cortisol? Uh, but the thing is, it's only the symptom level. It's like I am asking you to take, I'm just asking you to control, just to do the exercise. It is very simple for the doctor or for anybody to, tell anybody, okay, you just need an exercise, go for a walk. But the person is saying, I am at I'm not at all feeling good in my body. How do I walk? Right. So we have to go a little bit deeper into it. How to manage acidity after eating outside food, having delayed meals. Now the question is, the answer is lying inside the question itself, but we'll be discussing more into it. What all supplements I need to take as a 41-year-old female? Yeah, sure. We'll discuss that as well. But let's understand before taking the supplements, before managing the acidity, before controlling the cortisol, am I am I flourishing in my 5 zones? What are these 5 zones? What are the system? What are the 6 steps? So today I'll be sharing my screen, but I before that I want your confirmation if it is visible, because the only thing is I am unable to see my screen myself. Uh, is it visible? Is it visible? Yeah. So today we are going to talk about the gut-brain loop because this is very, very important. Why? Most of you have asked the question that is related to your physical body. Now, let's say an example of, let's take an example of acidity. Acidity hits, but most of the time what we think is because I'm eating spicy food, because I am eating outside food, or maybe because I am 40 plus, or there are random reasons what we think. But do you know that acidity has something to do with your routine? Like, for example, have you heard that sun rises in the east, but have you heard that sun has said ki I don't have a mood to come today. Rather than coming from the east, I'll come from the west. Have you heard that thing? Yes or no? So see, the thing is you have to be very quick in the chat box because I'm reading your chat box and I'm answering it. No, right? So what happened is, I just don't know why my, just a quick question. Can you see me talking or are you seeing only the slides? Okay, both. Okay, because I cannot see anybody. I can see only my screen and I am confused right now. But it's okay. If you can see both, then it's okay. Now, the thing is my gut and brain is connected to each other. We all know this thing. But what is the role stress is playing? And what is the meaning of stress? Stress means a very vague term. Like I am in stress. If I ask anybody, are you in stress? Who not in the earth is in stress? This is the common answers I get. Stress is everywhere. But stress is not everywhere. If you are stuck in the loop of the stress, which we'll be talking about, if you are stuck in that same loop, then what will happen is you will never come out of it. Stress is sometimes healthy, right? What is stress is when your body asks you to run, right? For example, some lion has suddenly come up and the body will automatically rush. It will run to save the life. But there is one small fault in our system that the body cannot recognize whether it's a lion, whether it's the work, whether it's a lion, whether it's the family, whether it's a lion or whether it's own my emotions, right? So my body cannot differentiate between. So what happened is when I'm rushing because of the lion, at some point of time I'll stop. I'll take a deep breath. I'll huff and puff and take a glass of water. I hide in a cave or wherever, and then I'll be normal. But what is happening today is because the life and work and family, everything, we are in the constant loop of it, right? And how do you describe this constant loop? Now, what happened is we are living in this modern life. Now, what happened in this modern life is from every sphere of area of our ecosystem, we are leaching out. Somewhere we have a constant work pressure. Somewhere we are, we are in the social media. Social media is everywhere at the point that have started comparing my life to some other life, right? There is no silence at all. And most of the time, we are always on screen. After 10 p.m., morning, we are waking with the phone. Late night, we are on the phone. And even if somebody snatches my phone away, I just get disturbed as if, some druggie uh, we have taken out some drugs from them. There are always a rushed meal, and we live in a constant stimulation. Stimulation is everywhere right now. And if you ask any industry, okay, what is the solution for it? What they will give, they'll give you more supplements, right? And if you go to Amazon, you have so many of supplements in there are two, three areas where the supplements are booming. First, wherever your skin is concerned, the cosmetic reason. Second, wherever the energy is concerned. These days, energy supplements a lot. And the third is, like, simple, the weight loss and all, every kind of green teas and all, which again is the vague supplements. Impractical diets have started happening. If a person is having only protein, then it is having only protein diet, only banana diet, only carb diet, only XYZ diet. Motivation, everybody is asking you to get motivated. No, you have to do it. This is your willpower. And because, I know ki, you are in 40, but you're becoming lazy. There is, you have to push yourself. These kind of motivation and mindset quotes have boomed like anything. But every time I listen to it, even at the time I follow it, it returns. Why? Because I am right now in the constant stimulation. The stimulation is not stopping at all. And then what is happening is the stress show up. There are only three ways the stress show ups in the body. And when I say stress, something which my body doesn't like, something which my body has to use lot of its energy. When I say energy, in the form of nutrients, in the form of, physical energy, mental energy, any kind where the body has to do lot of work, that is stress. Now there are only and only three ways the stress show ups in the body. Thoughts. Very, before even gut and body, I have written thought. First thought appear. There's something happens in our brain, we keep on thinking, maybe are overthinking or any kind of thought sometimes. And most of the time these days, what are the thoughts that people are sharing? I am. Every time they are sharing with I am useless, I am failure, I am lazy, I am procrastinator, I am dash, I am dash, I am dash. Every time it's an identity level thought, and this is a maximum, where we have to do a lot of work. This is, you know, this ruins everything. And then second, your body shows up the stress. There are ways the body shows up the stress. We'll be seeing it when we'll be doing the practical worksheet today. And the third one is your gut. After your thought and your body, your gut gives you the signal. So anytime, whenever the person is saying कि मुझे bloating है, I have an acidity, I have a pain, or I have something related to body and gut, it's secondary. It's secondary to the thought, right? And that is why today what we are going to check is all about how my thought, body, and gut personalized to me is connected to each other. And that is why it's not theory today. Because if anyone get activated, it will other will follow. It's a cycle. Suppose if my mind get disturbed, automatically my body and gut will get disturbed. If my gut will get disturbed, my mind and my body will get disturbed. If my body get disturbed because of some reason, you have seen ki suppose a person is hungry, it's a physical sign. I have not eaten for 2 days, what will happen? I'll get irritated. I get irritated a lot, to the extent I can show up the anger, and then I can, the bloating and gas and acidity follows. Now the question is, what's actually starting the reaction? Okay, Dipali, I understand that these threes are related, but how do I know what is starting in me? What is actually the start point inside my life? Because before stress shows up in your stomach or in your thought or in your body, there is something else which is off balance. And these are the very five common area where the imbalance starts. And today we are doing these five common imbalances. And I have divided these five common imbalances into five zones. And we are going to check these five zones. Because if any one of among them is disturbed, that is the key area I have to look into. And what are these? First is, how's my foundation? Where when I say foundation, it's about timing. Am I sleeping on time? I'm eating on time. My daily routine is set. My basic sense of security is done. Second is the direction. When I talk about direction, it is I know where I'm going in my life. I know what is my routine tomorrow. I am starting something and I am in confidence that, okay, I'll be stopping something. There is no rush inside, but I know where I'm going. Third comes the emotions. What is emotion is expression. Emotion is expression. Anything that your body is feeling which you cannot touch. Anything that you can only feel, you cannot explain, you cannot, even touch or ask anybody, ki, okay, this is my emotion. And then the mental load, how much your mental body, which is your brain, is holding. If am I thinking too much? Am I scrolling? There, few days back, I don't know, yeah, few days back, I don't have any work. Why? Because my kids' exams are going and I was teaching them. So I stopped my all the work. After 2 or 3 hours, when their tasks are done, I don't know. I just picked up my phone and I was continuously scrolling to the extent that it's been 2 hours. And I realized that I have wasted my 2 hours with my headache, with no, with where there is no productivity. Now, sometimes scrolling is the mental load because my mind is working. In your angle, if I see from my angle, I was enjoying the reels. But if I see from my mind angle, it's like running a marathon and it is not stopping, and then the headache came. If you're not, planning and everything comes as a mental load. And then recovery. Recovery means what? Tell me one thing here in the chat box. When was the last time you s- you sit with yourself? 5 or 10 minutes of complete silence, sitting quietly. Let me know. There was no device, there was no family member around, there was no work that you are doing. You was just sitting, and you just in your thoughts. Write down. And when I say in your thoughts, it's not like overthinking, because sometimes when we go into a emotional, stressful situation, we freeze and we keep on thinking. Our thoughts get stuck in one single event. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about at what time, when was the last time when you were sitting quietly but peacefully with yourself? Let me know in the chat box quickly. If you can write yes or no. If you do not remember, if you don't sit, then write no. If yes, then write yes. We hardly, and that is the recovery. And this is the modern era where a person even forget to sit quietly, right? So these are the five zones which we are going to check. And by the way, everything is related to the physical body, and your body is not different. Like if your thoughts are going, then your gut is also disturbed. It's one single organ. So what happens is, if any one life area weakens, stress increases. And when I say stress is when my body does not want to do any work, but it is bound to do. Now that stress activates one system, that system activates other, and the loop go daily on a loop. Just a second. Huh? So what happened? Symptoms appear and then you react emotionally. Oh my God, I don't know why I'm having a bloating today. Oh my God, I don't know. My headache again comes. I don't know why the diarrhea. Every time I am eating everything good. But what is happening is stress activates one system and the system activates another. It goes on a loop, right? And then what happen is most people, they think why the answers are not coming, because just remember, okay, just imagine there is a three knots that I have tied in a water pipe, right? And I'm always opening one loop, but there are other two loops that I have left to open. Water will not come, and this is happening same every time in our life. What happen is most of the time we only target with one loop, we are opening only the one knot. What about the other two knots? Right. Maybe if my if maybe if I'm sitting calmly, maybe if my emotions are controlled, but there is something else which is disturbed. Maybe I am not in my routine, or maybe I am in my routine. My function, my system is also doing good. My emotions are good, but I don't have a time to sit with my own self. So we have to open these loops. And today, what we are going to do is we are going to open the loops. And what are the steps to open these loops? There are 6 steps we can open these loops. For example, when I am disturbed with my circle, which is a three system, gut, brain, and my thoughts, when these three systems are broken or maybe somewhere disturbed, I have to target through the 6 step solution. If I do the 6 steps every single day, or not every single day, but every routine, when I say 6 step consistently, then I am having a complete solution which will open my three knots. My gut will be happy, my thoughts will be calmer, and my body will be running smoothly. So so I need one confirmation from all of you is, if you are ready with your pen and diary, then I'll be sharing a worksheet with you. How many of you are ready? How many of you are ready? Are you ready with your pen and diary? Because, what are these 6 steps? Let me brief you before I go into the worksheet. These 6 steps are, will be identify one weak area of my life. Second, then I'll be checking where this reaction is coming first, in the body, in the mind, in the thought, wherever. But where it's personalized to me, that from where my body is responding in the first stance. Third is, we'll be calming the thought, relaxing the body, stabilizing the gut behavior. This is the physical thing. And then we strengthen this life area. Now, what happen is, if your step one is fix, which is the top one, which if you identify the weak life area, because the goal of today's workshop is we are going to identify the weak area of our life, so that at least in our awareness we'll be knowing, okay, this is the area. If it get disturbed, I'll get disturbed. Step number 3 to 5, it calms the middle. Like, it is actually where the physical work happen. It is, see, the step number 3 and 5, it is where the nutrition part comes, where the supplement part comes, where usually we play a role. Okay, your gut is behaving this, you are having this symptoms, you are having this deficiency. This is the step number 3 and 5. And step number 6 is strengthening this loop so that it runs in the cycle. Because after step number 5, suppose if I have improved everything, but then it is coming again. So it should not come again. So strengthening that area is the step number 6. And if you complete all these steps, it is easy for you to find your answers. Now I am, for a while, I'm stop sharing, and I am again sharing the worksheet with all of you, and we are doing it all along. Till the time, before I share, is there any kind of questions that you have, or is it clear what we are going to do? Are you cleared with the three system, the gut, brain, and thought loop? And with this three system, we are taking a six steps to improve and to identify what are the weakened area in my life. Everybody, are you clear? Is there any question which you want to ask before I share? Because once I share, we are going to do it. No questions? I consider that there is no question. If you have a question, you can write it. Okay. Now, what I want you to do is, I'll be, just a second. What I can do is, I am going to share this PDF with all of you as well. If anybody of you want to read it, you can read it. Yeah. So I've shared it in the WhatsApp group as well. Uh, Everybody, can you confirm? Have you got the PDF? I've shared it in the WhatsApp group. You can download it, read it along with me. I am also reading with you, and I'm also explaining with you, right? Now, what we have to do is we are checking the 5 zones. You remember I've told you the 5 zones. What are the foundation? What is the stability, right? So we are going to check our life zone reset worksheet. Now, first is, see, this is divided into 5 zones. We are checking the 5 zones of our life. The step number 1 is you have to do the rating with the options that is suiting you the best. Now, if you are writing rarely, I'm observing it, give yourself a 0 point. If you say कि sometimes I feel this, sometimes not, then give yourself 1 point. If you see that okay, it is very common with me, like often I see this thing, give yourself 2 points, right? And don't overthink. Don't think ki, okay, just don't pressure your brain ki, to go deep into the situations or the options. Whatever first come in your thought, just take it as an answer. That is the actual answer. The more deeper you'll go, you'll get confused, right? Now the first zone is stability. How's my routine, and how can I, like, how easily I can predict my fixed routine? So the area here is my sleep timing keeps changing. If you feel if your sleep timing is fixed, give yourself 0 point here because it keeps changing. But if it is keeps on changing, sometimes you are sleeping at 10 a.m., 10 p.m., sometimes it's 12, sometimes it's 3. If it is disturbed, write 2, because often it is disturbed. Second is I skip meals or eat at random times. Give yourself a point here. 0, 1, or 2. 0 means no. Rarely, I hardly get this. And sometimes means sometimes I feel, sometimes clear. Just write done in the chat box if you are done. My routine changes frequently. I feel unsettled during the day. Small disruptions affect me a lot. So if any of the answers you find ki like I rarely experience this, give yourself 0 point. If it is sometimes, give yourself 1 point. If it is often, give yourself 2 points. And write done in the chat box if you are done. And I want you to do it little, uh, quickly in the chat box. Once you are done, give me done in the chat box. Zone 1 is all about checking the stability, checking how am I stable in my life, and give yourself a score out of 10. And in your worksheet, write down zone 1 stability and your score. And once you are done, write done. Done? Why is it taking so much of time? If you have done, just write it in the chat box, because I am just assuming that you have doing it. And then if you are doing it, my only thing to check is the chat box, right? Or if you want to unmute and say yes, you can say, but just be very quickly in the chat box. Just be attentive here, because if you are not responding here, that I assume then then you're not doing it. Zone 2. Zone 2 means we are now checking the drive. What is the direction? How I am driving my life. Now, when I say drive, it's like suppose when I say drive, what means is, sometimes we say, I don't have a drive in my life. Nothing is running me. There's no goal inside me. I don't know where am I going. These are the question people usually ask. Now you have to answer this question. I start things, but I don't finish. If you are a person who start things, but it is, usually you don't finish it, then you have to give yourself point 0, 1, and 2. Now, if you rarely do this, give yourself 0 point. If you are very good in it, that you start things and you finish it, then give yourself 0 point here. But if you feel like I always start, I initiate, but by the time I stop, I just, lost somewhere in the middle and I stop doing it, then give yourself 2 points. I compare myself to others often. And this is happening very, very common these days. People are comparing them with this in the social media through Instagram, through YouTube, and they're thinking that their life is better than mine. I feel stuck or low motivation. If you think that there's no motivation around, why should I wake up in the morning? Why should I sleep in the night, at night in a fixed time? Why should I take this kind of food? Or what am I doing? If in the morning you feel lost, then this is your uh, zone where you have to write, two. I delay important tasks. I consume more content than I act. You know, I told you 2 days back, I was doing the same thing and I realized that it's been 2 hours I'm scrolling and I have just consumed it. I have not done anything productive. This is a waste of my energy. This is a waste of my mental health. And remember not to give yourself an opposite score. If you think that you are resembling this line, you have to give yourself 2 points. If you think that, oh, no, if this area is perfectly fine, 100% fine, I'm doing very good in this area, give yourself 0 point here. Don't do reverse. Otherwise, when the scores will come, it will affect your analysis. And once you are done, write done in the chat box. And what you can do is if there is an emoticons also, you can give me a thumbs up as well if you do not want to write done. Now the next is zone number 3. What is my flow zone? When I say flow, it's good that you have finished all the 5 zones. But if you're doing with me, those who have finished all the 5 zones, give yourself scores, and I'll be asking the final score. Zone 3 is flow zone. What is flow? I'm flowing. My emotions are flowing. Whenever somebody says flow, it's your emotions. I hold my feeling inside. If you are the person who hold your feelings inside, give yourself 2 score, right? If you resemble this line, give yourself 2 scores. I avoid difficult conversation. The moment some kind of argument and some kind of troublemaking situations happen, I just ran away. I uh, personally belong to this line. I eat when I feel emotional. Most of the time, people eat. There is no hunger, but they're eating like chocolates. They are craving for namkeens. They are craving for uh, chai just because they're tired, just because of the mood. Who's My mood changes quickly. I feel tight in my stomach when upset, right? Good, Avanti. You got your scores. Just keep writing in your diary. I'll be discussing this. Then zone number 4, lightness. When I say lightness, where the lightness I feel, where I can spare, when can I breathe very lightly, when I feel like, super light inside my body, where there is no mental load here, because this is my head, right? It is over my body. If this is heavy, my whole body will feel heavy. If this is light, my whole body will feel light. This is a lightness. How much mental load I am carrying. My thoughts keep running at night. My jaw and shoulders feel tight. How do you know it? Because sometimes it happens when you are taking so much of mental load, there's a pain here, shoulders. Or maybe sometimes you clench the jaw. Or if you have any kind of physical thing, I scroll even when I'm tired. I'm tired. I know my eyes are tired. I have an headache. I just don't know. But because of this, I'm stuck into constant scrolling. I replay conversation in my head. 10 days back, that person told me this. Now I have the answer. I just want to go back to that person and, tell him, ki, okay, this is the answer. You're continuously replaying the conversation. Why this happened? I would have said that. I should have said that. I feel mentally heavy most days. Most days you're mentally heavy. Physical body, there's no such symptoms in the physical body. The gut health is okay, no bloating, no acidity, no constipation. But in your mental, space, you're feeling so much of pressure. And then last zone, till this time, all I assume all of you have done zone 4. Till zone 4, if you are complete, write D in the chat box that yes, Dipali, we have done. Till zone number 4, if you, every one of you, every single one of you, if you have complete this, just let me know that, okay, till zone 4, I've completed everything. And keep calculating your score as well. If you have given yourself 2, 2, 1, 2, 0 point, just add it and give yourself out of 10 score. Now the zone number 5, very, very important, pause and recovery. I rarely sit in silence. I eat while watching something. Even if I am eating, if I have a constant urge of reaching to my phone, reaching to my laptop, or just switch on my TV, I resemble to this line. My phone is always near me. Phone is always near me. I feel restless when doing nothing. If you ask me to be in silence, I'll be, so much of restless and I'll be, running here and there. I cannot sit. And then suddenly I just go and pick my phone and just start scrolling it. I don't take mental breaks. There is no mental breaks. When I say mental break means constantly some chattering happening. If I ask you right now, I have not included a meditation because if I do a meditation, most of you will be scoring some kind of, like Avanti just shared 10 out of 10. Then what happened with this kind of situation is you are doing meditation, but your mind is somewhere else. Okay, that time that person told me this. This person has told me this. Tomorrow morning I have to do this. Yesterday night this has done. Right? So everything is going in my mental space. It is heavy. All 5 zone done. So you have done all 5 zone thorough check. Let me know in the chat box your scores, and when you are sharing your scores, let me know what is the weakest zone. If you feel there are 2, 3 zone where the same score has come like 4 or 5, 4 or 5, you can share it. Like less than 5 is, very weak. 5 to 7, okay, you are still, it's bearable. Out after 7, it's good. Now let me know your weakest zone. Which zone has the highest score? Identify your weakest zone. Which zone is the highest score? Write it in the chat box. My highest is zone 2 with 10 out of 10. Okay, what is zone 2 is drive. Okay, what else? Neha scored 10 out of 10 in zone 2, right? Sangeeta also zone 2. What else? Keep on writing. Least score will be the strongest. If you're getting a least scores, no, sorry. Yeah, sorry. Low score means when, suppose, for example, you are getting some kind of, the highest score means that area is little disturbed. The lowest score means you are thriving in that area. So wherever the highest score is, that is your weakest zone. Lowest is zone 3. Okay. Which is your weakest zone? Just please don't get confused here. Anybody who is getting the highest score, that means that is your weakest zone. Wherever your highest score is, that is your starting point. You have to start your correction from that zone, which is your weakest zone. If anybody is scoring 9 out of 10, that is your weakest zone. 10 out of 10, that is your weakest zone. 1 out of 10, strong. 2 out of 10, strong. Now, what I want you to do is don't get confused here. Just write me the name of that zone. Stability, direction, lightness, mental load. Give me that name. Give me that name. And in your diary, please write. In your diary as well, please write in your notepad that, okay, my flow zone is the weakest zone. My lightness zone is the weakest zone. My space zone is the weakest zone. Please write down. If anybody is getting two scores like 4 and 4, that is your weakest zone. So you have to work in these two areas. But I'll tell you, I'll guide you. Those who are getting more than one zone, who's having the same score or maybe little less than 5, I'll guide you how to start. Weakest is zone number 5, space. Strong is zone number 3, flow. Good. Likewise. Weakest is drive. Good. Now the first step is complete. From not first, two steps are complete. You now, by now, you know the weakest zone. This is the area where you need to work, not all of the area, because sometimes we get confused from where should I start. This is your starting point. From tomorrow, you have to start from this. The two steps are complete out of 6 steps, right? Now, what is the third step? What is the third step? I hope everything is cleared by now. Everything is clear, no confusion. Give me a thumbs up if everything is clear. Give me a thumbs up if everything is clear. There is no confusion. All of you have done. Now, what is the step number 3? Step number 3 is how do you plan, how do you make your own personalized plan? Now, here I have explained, I am explaining it lightly here, but what I want you to do is you have the PDF of this worksheet. I want you to just sit back at night or maybe in tomorrow morning, wherever. Just take 2 days of your time. Read every single day. 2 days, you have to, again resolve the worksheet, because right now what you are doing is, you're hearing me, I am guiding you and you are doing it. But when you sit alone and you will do, it will actually open up the cognitive skills as well. So what I want you to do is read it again after this session. Now, step number 3 is, if all areas have the low score, just hold on. Then you have a lot of things to do. But how do you start? I will let you know. Those who are having more than 2 areas, I will let you know. But before that, I just want you to know how to make your reset plan. How do you start? Suppose if your stability is highest, what does that mean is you have a fixed waking time, you have a meal timing fix, you have a sleep window fix. But if it is very stable, what does that mean? Do not try suddenly new diet. Do not detox suddenly. Do not change everything at once. Why? Because this is where there is a stability. You are already good here. But if you try to change it, what will happen is without a core, you'll get disturbed. Right? Now, Abhi, if the stability is highest, means if the routine is weak, and if I ask you, okay, from tomorrow onwards, morning, 5 a.m., you'll wake up, you'll run, you'll come back, you'll take this breakfast, you will get disturbed. This is your weakest area, right? If if the weakest area, you have to take care of this area very carefully. You have to take one tiny little small step here. not a very drastic step. Am I clear? So anybody who is having a zone 1 highest score, or maybe zone 1, which is your deficient score, weakest zone, you have to build your routine very safely and very step by step, tiny little step. Do not try to change everything at once. Do not try to take like if you're taking a diet, a 360-degree turn diet you're taking. Don't do that. Then you will feel a mental fatigue. If your drive is highest, if your zone 2 is the weakest point, then what will happen? Please do not wait for motivation. There is no such motivation in this earth. Do not over consume any content and do not compare. How do you start? Start with very small, one small task, very small task. For example, 10 minutes morning sunlight. Only I am going to do from tomorrow onwards 10-minute morning sunlight. And I'll be doing it for good 30 days. That will be your win. See, you have to just think like ways. If the child is weak, you cannot force that child to study hard. If the child is weak in sports, you cannot ask that child to run a marathon. If the child does not like healthy food, if it keeps on eating junk every single day, you cannot at of the sudden stop his all the junk foods from tomorrow and give him a what's so called home cooked food. So wherever you feel that your zone is weak, you have to start small and start acting. Just don't plan. Most of the time it happens in this zone is we keep on planning, 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 but the time of execution we don't do. Only 5 minutes. Start with only 10 minutes, but start. If the flow zone is highest, if you feel that your flow zone is weakest zone, please do not suppress your emotions. Do not pretend everything is fine, or do not eat to avoid feeling. Every time you are eating anything, it is because of your emotional load. Something has to be expressed. Why people emotionally eat most of the time? Why? Because your gut and brain are connected to each other. When the brain get disturbed, the gut behaves abruptly. It try to make it happy. Brain. So how do you start? You have to start with one honest emotion daily to yourself or to somebody else. If you cannot express your emotions, write it down. If you cannot write it down, speak yourself. If you cannot do any of this thing, make a fixed routine to change your environment. Do not sit in one particular environment. Most of the time, people who score less in this zone and who find difficulty in this zone, they have a problem with changing the environment. They do not change their environment quickly. They keep on sitting at one desk, on one bed, on one room, on one house. If lightness is highest, lightness means the zone number 4. If that is highest, do not scroll in bed. That is one habit that you should do. Phone 10 p.m. somewhere else, at least 10-meter distance, or maybe some other room. The phone is there and you're going to sleep in another room. Slow exhale breathing. You have to take it out. Like there are a lot of lot of load that mind has taken. So you have to do? Take a deep breath and from mouth. You have to release this sound and exhale all the air that will make you feel light from within. No phone means no phone. If you are, working late at night, if you have any kind of work related issue, just wear a blue screen lenses. Walk without phone. Just go and walk barefoot in the park. Don't look here and there. Just look at the nature, but just don't put any kind of song or any kind of phone with you. If space is highest, Very, very important this time. Background noise always on. You always eat with the TV. Now what you have to do is at least stop consuming content. One thing is stop consuming content, and another thing is please do lot of deep breathing. Tell me one thing. What is that one thing in the space element that is in abundant? Can anybody write here? What is that one thing in the space element that is abundant? Air? Everybody agree that it is air? I just want two or three more answers. Everybody agree that it is air? Yes or no? What is that one thing that is abundant? Start taking air. Start doing breathing. Change your environment. Do lot of deep breathing. Do not do any kind of meditation. Do not even try to do meditation. Whatever you feel like, if you feel like dancing, do dance. If you feel like drawing, do that. If yesterday I was having a consultation with one lady. She was saying ki crochet is my meditation. So I told her, okay, you should do the crochet. Take a good amount of, see, if the space is the weakest zone, take what is maximum in the space. It is the air. So do lot of deep breathing. So now we have completed three steps. Everything clear by now. From six steps, the three steps are complete. You now know what is my weakest zone. You now know how do I take care of the weakest zone. How do I start? What is the minimum action that I can take? And believe me, wherever the weakest zone, you have to take care of this like a child. You have to take care with lot of handle with care. It's a gentle thing. This weak is wherever the zone is weak, it is a gentle to touch. Now you have to start very slow from here. Only 5 minutes, only 10 minutes, not more than that. But do it consistently for 30 days. Now, step number four is what you are doing here is you are not treating symptoms. We have not, till now, I have not talked about anything physical. No acidity, no bloating, no constipation, no headache, nothing I have written here. Because we are discussing the core here. What is the core? What is that something that is, symptoms are always the tip of the iceberg. You are strengthening the weakest zone of your life. Your only task for the 30 days is if you improve any of your weakest zone, pick any, stress automatically get reduced. Nervous system automatically get calmed down. Ultimately, you are strengthening the three system, the thought, body, and the gut. Gut stabilizes, everything gets settles down. This is your step number four. Till now, everything is clear. Everything is clear till now. Give me a thumbs up. Any question if you have till now. Any kind of confusion, let me know before I go further. Okay, so now what we have to do is now the six step solution. The six step solution is we have noticed the trigger. Now this is your weakest zone. We have checked the zones here. Let me come back again to the physical world. Let me come back again to the physical world and show you the screen again, the 6-step solution screen. I'm sorry, but I'm a little slow today because my screen I am unable to see, and I am just doing it by pressing here and there, any button, whatever I'm. So just bear with me today. Now, wherever you are, now the zones are complete. What 6 steps I want you to do from today? Notice the trigger now. Write down, when does your physical symptoms start? Maybe acidity, bloating, constipation. Come back to the physical world now. Till that time, we have not talked about anything physically. Now we are talking about the physical thing. Now note down, what is your trigger? What triggers your acidity? What it is, it before meeting, after argument, late at night, awareness first? What? Yeah, just give me a moment. I have to check something. Just give me a moment. Yeah, so sorry for taking a break. Now can we get a, you'll all get the recording, because this is the area where you need to work. Like, you have to again revisit one by one time, two time, three times. So once you, I would suggest, if you have heard this, like I am, if you are here in live, just hear the recording again after 2 3 days. Hear the recording. Now the first 3 steps is, first, quickly, I just take a quick revision of these first 3 steps. First, we have identified what is a weak zone of my life, where the area where I need to work on. Second is we have found out how do you start, like which area I have to start. Now again, what is the next step? Hmm. Next step is, okay, now this is very important. I know I want everybody to respond here. When stress enters the body first, now just remember, you know the weak area. By now, you know where you feel ki something happens. When that weak zone happens, or when the stress enter into your body, what do you get first? Thought or body tightens? Like for example, your jaw gets tight, your shoulder pains, or maybe some kind of leg pain is there, or your gut reacts. You get a loose motion, you get a vomiting sensation, suddenly your headache happens. Let me know, what is the reacting system of your body? What is the reacting system of your body when you get stressed? What happened first? Avanti says thoughts. So this is your entry point. Thoughts are your entry point. Motions means gut. Gut is your entry point. Body reacts and diarrhea. Gut is body and gut both. Itching, body, right? Now you will know ki if suppose let's take an example of itching. If I am having an itching today and I am applying all the kind of lotions, whatever I am having, like I have taken all the kind of medicine, but let me know here, everybody, if I am not checking my stress point, where is my weakest point, or what is triggering my stress, can I control my itching? Yes or no? If frozen shoulder and acidity is my first stress entry point, and I am taking all kind of physiotherapy, I'm taking all kind of antacid, but I am not controlling my stress, is it 100% solution? Just let me know. So for example, I have given an example, yes, those who have found that my drive is low. If my drive is low, then I am started comparing myself in the social media, and my thoughts is coming first. These are the entry point of my thought. As soon as my thought come, how many of you remember the first slide where I show that if thought comes, brain and gut becomes active. If body comes, gut and thought become active. If gut come first, brain and thought become active. It's a loop. How many of you remember that loop? So this step is very, very important to know ki what is my reacting system. If there is a food allergy, but is that food allergy is related to the stress or what? I am asking, when the stress come in your life at any point of time, maybe from that your weakest zone, what comes first? Thought, body tightens, or gut reacts? Now this now this next step, next step, because first I have to identify what is my reacting system. The third step is, how do I treat it? If my thoughts are reacting first, and like I just remember, I think Avanti told, and Neha. Okay, so for Avanti and Neha, for example, if your thoughts are coming first, what you have to control first? Do you have to take any kind of diet, any kind of supplements? No. Only and only thing that you need is breathing and your structure of the day. इसमें मैंने I have written by wrong like structured worry time. It's not a structured worry time. It's a structured time. The time should be structured. So in your life, in your day, every day, the breathing should be the first and foremost step of your healing healing journey. If you do not do a breathing every single day, you will be missing something in your biochemistry because your body needs more air. Everybody who's writing thoughts first, that means there is one air element that is very, very much important in your life. And you can check as well. Any area of your life which is weak, any area of your life which is asking you to take the attention, that is the one area where which you tend to ignore, which you literally hate to do, and which you literally feel you just run away from this area. Am I right or not? And those who have written, if my body reacts first, if your body is reacting first, for example, diarrhea and itching. Diarrhea and itching, they both are gut related issues, right? So let me say frozen shoulder is the body related issue. So if your body reacts first, then you have to release tension. How do you release tension? By taking a good massage of the body, by taking either a sauna or a spa or a good massage. You can do your massage on your own. Plus, movement is very important. Why your body is reacting here is your body wants that movement. Everybody wants that flow. The because it is, see, how do you recognize what is the weakest area? Everywhere. The weakest area is the area which you very, minimally use. You hardly use that area. Frozen shoulders, you hardly use your shoulder, and that is why the stress is accumulating here. Wherever the weakest area, the stress tend to accumulate there, right? If your gut reacts first, like for example, diarrhea, itching, these are the gut related issues. What you have to control? Eat properly, eat on time, eat very light. Timely eating is your core area. You have to start from there. Yeah, every PDF will come. Don't worry. Because actually, what happened is I have included some of the question in different tabs. So the PDF that I shared, I thought I'm sharing you the complete PDF, but it is in the tab. So I have to make different PDFs. So just give me a time, like 1 hour after the session, I'll share. Now, what is the step number 4? Now I know, now I have identified that this is my weak area. I know how to start with it. I now apply the 4 tasks of my weak zone. How do I know? How do I start? I make a 30-day, very simple 5-10 minute plan of my weakest zone. For example, if my weakest zone is stability zone, for example, the first zone is my weakest zone. So the one thing that I'll do is from tomorrow onwards, I will eat on a same, I will not control any of the food. I will not change my food. Only I'll just manage my food on the timely manner. Morning, breakfast, fixed time, 10 a.m., 9 a.m., 8 a.m., wherever you want to take. 1 p.m., 2 p.m. will be your lunch. 7 p.m., 8 p.m. will be your dinner. If you do only the timing part, your zone will start developing. And remember, this is not an allopathy medicine. So anything that you are doing today will take a time to, you'll take a time to see the result. At least 30 days it demands because you are making a clock in the body and it's not a quick process. And step number 5 is remove fuel from the loop. What is remove fuel from the loop? The loop is the stress loop. If you remember, I showed you. Why the symptoms keep coming back? The symptoms keep coming back because you are giving it a fuel. And how do you give your fuel? By again comparing, again going back and scrolling. There is unpredictability. Morning, I'm thinking, what should I make it in lunch? That's a very common problem with the with all of us. But if you have planned early, that mental load will be gone. In morning, you're thinking, why have I wake up? What will I do for the whole day? Where should I start? That means that area need to improve. If you reduce the overstimulation, what is overstimulation? When there is a smoking, alcohol, reels, constant scrolling of reels, post 10 p.m., continuously watching the phone. This is the overstimulation. You need that stimulation. If the stimulation I'll remove, you will feel like a addict. And what is the step number six is, again, after 30 days, come back with this worksheet, check again, reassess this zone, see what improved, and continue to shift focus. Because, see, it's a lifelong practice. Don't see, यहाँ पे you have to be very critical with yourself that this is not an allopathy medicine, this is not a quick solution, and this is not a 30-day, 90-day, 1 year, 5 year, or 10-year plan. This is your life. If you improve one zone today, and suppose you have completed all the five zones, it will not guarantee that all five zones will remain in the good scoring system for a lifelong. You have to keep coming back, keep checking it. But what is good thing is, most of the people, they don't have these flow chart. You have this flow chart. How many of you are now clear with the 6 steps? And I'll give the whole PDF now in a very precise manner, because here I just made a mistake of putting it in the different tabs. And that is why I was getting confused in the beginning. Correct? Clear? Anything else you want to ask till now? If you're super duper clear, give me a clear, clear, clear. Now, what I want you to do is revisit this worksheet. Very important. If you don't revisit it, if you have found this session very good and you feel ki, wow, I got my answers, this is a mind-blowing session, let me give you a very hard truth, then this will be a candy for you. Like how the candy works. You have taken the candy, you feel very good, the sweet taste have come, and it is giving, you enjoyed the candy, but after 5-10 minutes, you forgot what was the taste of the candy. So you have taken a candy right now. But I do not want you to just see, feel happy, and forget. You have to come back. Here the hard work comes. Every time, every 30 days, in the beginning, every single week, start coming back, come back to this worksheet, check again, rework in your zone, rework in your steps, make a very tiny little change in your routine, and you will see that everything is falling under like a flow chart. It's flowing like anything. And one more thing is, uh, okay, let me share it again. And one more thing is, I do not want you to remember everything from today's session. I just want you to do one thing, that whatever you have identified, start working on it. If you are not working on it, then it's a candy. Very, very clear for you. So step number one is, look at your worksheet, circle your weakest zone. And somebody is asking, can you brief me? So first step is, look at your worksheet, circle your weakest zone. Step number two is, commit to those 4 tasks, not perfectly, not consistently, but pick any of the 4 tasks, or at least you can take 2 tasks, whatever you feel like. Do it for 30 days, no jumping, no adding 10 things, because sometimes it feels like underwhelming ki, oh, only 5 minutes, only 10 minutes is super easy. What is going to do with my body? It is going to do with your body lot of things. Just build the strength where you are weak. These are the basic steps that you need to take care of. And another one is, when stability improves, when your zone 1 improves, safety increases in the body. Your body will always feel safe. The fight and fight mode will stop. When your drive improves, your confidence automatically increases. When flow improves, your gut automatically get relaxed. When lightness improve inside, your mind automatically gets settles. And when space improve, your whole nervous system reset. You don't have to do any of, you know, very tough tasks for your nervous system. And you don't fight stress. Don't fight stress. Identify it. You reduce the reason, it keeps activating. This is the intelligent healing. And this is all healing all about. Identifying. If you do, most of the people, they don't even identify what it is. They feel ki, okay, somewhere I have the answer, but I don't know where is that person who can give me the answer. So now you know the answer. And one more thing is, if you are totally clear, I want you to come back with this worksheet in the consultation. If you have identified that, if you finally understood that there is some kind of system behind it, because this today you have taken a system where you are identifying the things, identifying, awareing yourself where is the weakest zone. Now, what I want you to do, I have created a 3-month neurogut reset program. This time it is of one-on-one program because clarity is step one, implementation is the step two. So I want you to I want to support you here in 3-month program. Inside your program, you have by now know the weakest zone. We'll be working on your weakest zone. We will be designing your diet, your therapy, and what are the step-by-step approach by the weekly sessions. It will be a completely one-on-one. If you love to come into a one-on-one program, which is a 3-month neurogut reset, where we are resetting your whole system, the brain, the stomach part, which you call it as gut, and your routine part, and moreover, your thought process, like how I started, like people used to say, I am useless, I am lazy. This kind of identity level crisis is super serious when it comes to the gut issues. And most of the cases of IBS, most of the cases of ulcerative colitis, most of the cases which are very chronic or autoimmune disorder, they have this identity. And you take any of the person, or maybe if you know any person who have this kind of chronic level diseases, they'll always talk about this. Ki either they are very stubborn, either they have lot of anger issues, or either they have a very suppressed emotion. So what the body is doing, it is only expressing. Body needs to express. If you are not expressing, it will express through the disease, but it will come. The expression will come. So the awareness itself is very, very powerful. So if you are interested in the 3-month program, 2 days after, because I want everybody of you to watch the recording. 2 days after, I'll be sharing the form in the group itself. This will be a waiting list because I do not want everybody to come into the one-on-one program. I have kept this program just because in my consultation or few of my one-on-one program, I am sometimes tired to explain each and everything uh, to make a person even aware of what is happening. Sometimes they talk in a vague things like where do I get the answer? Which medicine should I take? How do I tell that person that there is no medicine for your weakest zone? By now you have checked. So I thought ki okay, let's have a session where it is very, very important for each and every member in the community to know that how much deeper this chronic disease have gone. See, doctors are also worried right now. Why? Because there is no infections now. All of the people they are coming, they are the chronic disease people, right? They are having either the gut issues or the mental issues or some issues with their skin. These are the only issues, or autoimmune disorders and everything. These are the only issues left in this at this time in 2026. So what doctors are doing are they are reading the nutrition part now. They have started reading the nutrition part because there is no medicine for it. So how do I tell the clients that there is no medicine for your chronic diseases? You have to work on your mind. You have to work on both, not only the mind, but both gut and brain. And that is why I thought Okay, let's mass educate about the gut and brain, because it is very important for you to know it. And if you resemble with me, if you feel ki, okay, Dipali is the one who can, and you and me, if I relate with you, then only I'll invite into your one-on-one. If you feel no, it is like I just want I want something else. I do not resonate with you. Please do not fill that form. Do not come to that one-on-one. One-on-one is only for the people who know the crux, because I work in the root. I do not work in the superficial space, right? So I will, after 2 days, I will share the form. If you are interested, just fill the form. It's a wait list. I will see how many people I can take. Generally, 3 or 4 I'll take. And I'll call you into the consultation. You will take the consultation. I'll discuss with you what is the scope of you, like how will you improve in this 3 months, and then we'll go further. I hope you like today's session. If you have any query, now you can unmute yourself. You can ask the question and answers, whatever you feel like. Any questions till now or all clear? You should have some questions. If everything is clear, that's a good start. All set, all done. Yeah, PDF I'll share. Just give me some times. I told you what happened, and I cannot share the PDF as soon as the session stops. But give me some times. Maybe after 2 hours, I'll share the PDF, because I have to just in different tabs I have to take it, and I have to make it in a one worksheet. So I'll share. Definitely, I'll share. This video will come in the YouTube as well. This video will come in your portal as well. Yes, I have not. I'm not giving you the details of the portals, but you will be having your own portals. The only thing is why I'm not opening is every single day, KRV is sharing a message in the group. And most of the people, those who are relating to it, they're reading it, they're liking it. But I want people to exit from the group. Those who do not relate, there are few people who have done the exit, and I'm happy about it, because these are the people who do not resonate with me, and it is absolutely fine. Nobody, there are every time there are no 100% resonating people. So only people, those who are left, after some days of sharing me the content, I will run one session is also upcoming. Let me give you that thing also, skin and hair, because most of the time I get a lot of questions regarding what should I do for my hair, what should I do with my skin. So skin and hair session is coming maybe in the next month. So I'll be putting all the details around that time only. But if you resonated with me, if you feel ki, okay, I have the answers for you, I have the capability to give you the answer, I can help you, then be in the group. If not, please exit from the group. Okay, thank you. And if you have any kind of question, please you can ask in the chat box. Otherwise, we are good to go. I'm done with my session today. I hope you like the session. Please fill the form of how do you like it, the feedback form, how do you like it, and what are the improvements that you need to know. Hmm. All set, all done, all good. So if you are low in flow, do we need to complete outside food? No, no, no. You don't have to do the outside food completely stop. But if you are low in flow, then make one habit: barefoot walking over the ground, and fixed time. 2 meals, homely meal, sweet and sattvic meals, 2 meals, but at the fixed time. Then you can eat the outside food. And when it comes to the outside food, there are two categories of outside food. One is the simple like dal, roti, North Indian, South Indian, these are the first category. The second category is a bakery category, where you take sliders, subways, and the bakery products like burgers, where the frozen foods are used, where the mayos are used, the Chinese foods are used. Now, these second category is the harmful category. Why? Because it directly mimics your hormones inside. So it interferes with your hormone. And those people, if you have seen the people who really love Chinese, they get irritated a lot, right? So there is a relation with the food, and so if you are in the first category of outside food, that you're okay, you are eating a North Indian food, you're taking South Indian food without your gut behaving abruptly, then you can do it. Yeah. If you take a bakery product, because you have to just think in the preservative category, there are known as one thing which is known as a phytoestrogens. These are the chemicals, or these are the preservative that mimics your own hormone. So when you eat them, the body will think that it is your own hormone, and they try to start behaving what the hormone acts like. Like the very common example is the women with the PCOS or PCOD, right? They have a very strong hormone communication imbalances. Uh, Bread brands are all same. There is no unsafe bread brands. You can take any breads, nothing like that. But the thing is, are you balancing it? When I say the bakery products, it's not only about the breads. It's like, for example, let me give you one example. For example, burgers, right? Very common example. So you use the two buns. Again, you use the frozen patties. Again, you use the mayonnaise. Now, what happened is one, two, three layers of something which is not cake on birthdays. Enjoy the cakes on birthday, but because you are not going to eat daily that cakes. But if it is a daily basis cake, then don't take it. Take a small portion. Once in a while, you can enjoy it. So the only thing is, if your body is like, I just don't know, but somebody wrote ki whenever I take outside food, I am having an acidity. What is the reason for that? There are two reasons. First reason is the food that she's taking from outside, it is high in carbohydrate. Second reason is she's low in acid. Dark chocolate 70 or 80%. Yes, you can take it, dark chocolate. Please tell alternative to biscuits. Very tricky question. What do you want me to give an alternative? A sweet alternative or what? If a salty alternative you want, then it is a makhana. You can have a popcorn. If a biscuit, if you can bake your own biscuit, you can do it. Yeah, there are no alternative actually. So why do you want to take an alternative? That is my question. See, either you eat a food without a guilt. If the guilt is coming, then means you have to check that zone. The only thing with the food is when I say the biscuits or breads, or whether I should eat that, I am not the right person to answer this. Your body is the right person. For example, if I go with my case, right? As soon as I take milk, any product of milk, maybe a cold coffee or chai or any kind of this thing, as soon as it enters my body, I'll puke. It's a nausea. My body is telling me it is not suiting me. Another thing is, if I take any kind of, what do you say, sugary items for more than 3 or 4 days, my body itself will say, stop eating it because I'll start having a pain here, upper abdomen. So your body is the right guidance for you. And if your biscuit is making you to think as an alternative, then you have to check the protein in your diet. The protein is less. After taking antibiotics, how can we know if H. pylori infection is cured? Majorly, antibiotics are so the thing is, how do you know is, if you're eating a food and if it is not causing you any kind of pain or an acidity, it has cured. But the only thing with H. pylori infection is it is bound to come back because antibiotic have stopped the current infection. How do you make sure that it won't come back is there are certain herbs and there are certain food items that you have to take on a daily basis. First is ginger. Add ginger in your diet. Add turmeric in your diet. Curcumin tablet. Take daily curcumin tablet. Add at least one or two herbs in your diet. Like for example, tulsi is one of the herb. Kadi patta is one of the herb. Bitter neem is also one of the herb. Now, what these herbs will do? These are the natural antibiotic. H. pylori infection happens only to those people who have a low stomach acid. And low stomach happens only for those people who do not have a fixed routine or something emotionally is very off with them. Does curcumin causes heat in the body? No, no not in most of the cases, no. But there are some, like for example, if you are having an ulcers issue, please do not take curcumin. What about supplements? Supplements for what? Like if you are a 40 plus and there are basic supplements. I think I have taken one session of supplements earlier as well. But there are 4 5 supplements that a women should take after 35 or 40. First is the omega 3. Omega 3 is must for everyone. Only for the people who are having a BP issue and the ulcer issue. They too cannot take the omega 3 without the guidance. Otherwise, for every woman, it is very good. Vitamin D, very, very important. B12, very, very important. And iron should not be low. If you check these four, if these are on point, then you are good to go. How to stop overthinking if even deep breathing is not helping? Change your environment, Neha. Very, very important. If overthinking is not going apart from deep breathing, you know what you have to do is you have to start chanting the mantras. Very, very important. If you can go to a temple, if you go to a park, or if you can do a om chanting, uh, soak yourself under a sun. Very important. Those who overthink, I just forgot to tell this thing. Everybody who's having a issue with the zone 5, I want you to do at least 2 to 5 Surya Namaskar under the sun. If you cannot do Surya Namaskar under the sun, at least on a fixed time daily, sun salutation, just Namaskar the sun or give water to the sun. Sun is the best medicine for you. Nobody can give you so much of relief which a sun salutation can give. If anybody is having any kind of emotional issue, till what time we can take sunlight? Till 9 a.m. or 10 a.m. Till 9 or 10 a.m. you can do it. And please, whenever, see what I do is usually as soon as I take bath, I go to pray the sun. And this is my routine from a very quite a long period of time. So what happened is it's in my routine now. And this is most of the time it is 8:30 or 9. So till that, and this makes me in the routine as well. By 9 o'clock, I'm all set. I'm all ready with all my work, everything. The daily chores are done, and then I'll sit in my desk. So what you can do is you can relate your timetable with the sun. And one more thing is if you are overthinking, who makes you overthink? Tell me one thing. One very important thing. Suppose you have a train to catch at 9 p.m. Imagine this, everyone. This is very important for each one of us because I was also in that category at way back. If you have to catch the bus at 9 a.m. in the morning, right? What would you think whole night? Tell me. And you are a person who wakes up very, casually, 11 a.m., 12 p.m. The one thing that keeps on running is, yes, that might get late. I will not. I will not think even a single um, other thing apart from this thing, the train. So when I overthink, that means that part of whatever I'm overthinking, that part I have given the importance. So if anything better than come over the top like a train, then I will stop thinking here. And overthinking is something which there is no medicine for that. The only thing is you have to make a routine. You have to, what you can do is do the gardening, very important thing. If you can barefoot walk on the grass, or if you can do a sun salutation. I have seen the result myself. I have seen the result on the clients. I have seen the result in my family members as well. This is the 100% do the work, but you have to do it consistently. Waking up late disturb the entire day energy. Yeah. So this only disturb when you have a routine. Suppose a person do not have a routine. Suppose a person don't know what I have to do next. Then this person will not wake up. The energy is waste. It's okay. If the energy is wasting. Does playing the obviously yes. If you love crochet, if you love to play the keyboard, if you really love it, believe me, you will be lost in that zone. But if you are just doing it for the sake of not overthinking some other task, then it won't help. It has to come from within. What do you love? If you really love crochet, please do it. It's a best meditation exercise you can do for yourself. The only thing is a person is only overthinking when it does not have a routine. Very simple and very blunt answer. If a person does not have anything targeted, if it is not going in a target zone, if the person is going in every sphere of life, like this way, that way, every spheres are busy, then the overthinking comes. Please do it. If you absolutely love it, please do it and share in the group what have you made in the crochet. Okay, anything else? A protein shake for what purpose you want to take, Priyanka? For protein shake, because when anybody asks me about the protein shake, the only thing I ask, there's no, the only thing I ask is, do you feel bloated with the protein, Priyanka? Then the protein shake is not for you. Then you have to first work on the stomach acid. That is the only reason I do not work with the weight loss. Why? Because when it comes to the weight loss, the only target for the person is to lose the weight without even knowing what is suiting and what is not suiting. If protein is causing the protein is not meant for you. You have to first increase your stomach acid. And how do you increase your stomach acid? By taking some kind of herbs and by eating on fixed time. If you are not eating on fixed time, or maybe the food which is not very moist, if you are eating a cold food, dry food, if B12 is less, if zinc is less, if vitamin D is less, this protein will cause you bloating. And to take a protein, and those who feel but still wants to take a protein, I will always start with EAA with my clients, essential amino acid. So it's available in Amazon. You can take whatever if you want. But weight loss, protein does not cause weight loss. Anything else, or we are good to go? So I'm glad that you like it. If you have any kind of questions, you can put it in the forms that I'll share as a feedback. And I'll see you in the next upcoming session, most probably in the next month. It will be on skin and hair. And my only suggestion after this session for you will be, thank you so much. My only suggestion for you is start reading and redoing this worksheet again and again. It will open up so much for you. Believe me. Okay, everybody. Thank you. Have a nice day. Have a great day ahead. Bye bye.